Welcome to the Good Parent, Bad Parent podcast by Kenneth and Kenneth. I'm your host, Kenneth.
And I'm your host, Kenneth.
Today's episode, got adult kids at home, do this instead. Got adult kids at home, do this instead. What are your thoughts on this topic, Kenny? Is this
Adult
relevant?
kids at home. I think we can relate to anybody that has adult kids. I know I do.
Absolutely. There are a lot of young adults that have never moved out of their parents' home or moved out and ended up moving back. All right, for various reasons. Let's jump right into it. Your
Okay.
young adult is no longer your 5-year-old that looks up to you and follows your instructions. This is a grown-up adult with their own mind, wants, needs, and expectations. Is that correct, Kenny?
That is correct.
All right. Setting boundaries from day one and create a rental contract and a written agreement with written rules. What are your thoughts about that? About if your kid comes back home, I'm talking about a grown-up adult. I'm not talking about a teenager. I'm not
Right.
talking about someone who's 20,
College
21,
student.
22. Right. I'm
Yeah.
talking about 25, 30, 35 and older. Create some sort of a contract.
Yeah. Well,
I
first
mean-
of all, I hope that I don't have to do that. But if I did, I don't know. I never thought about having a written contract, but that might not be a bad idea. Might not.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit further in. How about this? Make your kids, your adult kids, pay rent. What are your thoughts on paying rent,
Yeah.
Kenny?
In forms of it, pay for something. Absolutely.
Exactly. What I would say do for most parents, this is what I would do if you can afford it. Make them pay rent and you put that rent into an interest yielding account, right? And then after they pay for years or whatever amount of time it is, when they are ready to move out, give it back to them. This helps make sure that they stay out because you're giving them extra money. So, hey, you saved up this much money. Here it is. Good luck. And you send them back out there supercharged with a little cash in their pocket.
Now, do you have an age requirement on this?
You said what?
Is there an age requirement on this adult kid living with you? What's the
I'm
highest
talking
age?
about someone that is out of college.
Yeah.
Adult 25, 30, 35, 40, in some cases 50, some cases 60.
Wow.
Yeah, there are some kids that have never left home at all, ever.
Yeah.
Okay, next. If they break the agreements, fine them or create some way of enforcement. What are your thoughts?
Fine them.
Yep, like how you get a fine for a speeding ticket or any other moving violation or violation at all.
It's getting kind of extreme, but
Well, what if you tell them, okay, you can live here free. All you got to do is take out the trash on trash day, but they never do it. Then what?
they get fined.
There you go. All right. Next, allow them to leave if they don't follow your rules or disturb your peace. Notice that I didn't say kick them out. I said allow them to leave. What are your
Right.
thoughts on that? If
I
they
agree
just
with that.
refuse to listen to you.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it's more like an ultimatum, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, don't make them your personal servant. There are parents who will call their 30-year-old kid from upstairs to come down to the basement to get them a drink, or will send them to go fetch their food, or make them do all kinds of things just because they live there. They turn them into their personal servant. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we all been through that. My mom used to call me all the way from outside or something, and Kitty, get in here, and I run in there. I go, "What, Mama?" She go, "Hand me that remote over there on the other side of the bed."
That is
You know, be like,
that is
"Dang."
crazy. That is crazy, bro.
I know. I guarantee right now, in the comments, you're gonna see everybody been through that. How many people parents have made them come grab something that was right next to them?
That is crazy work. Absolutely. All right. Treat them like an adult, but draw absolute boundaries on what you will and will not accept. And stick to it. Most parents allow their kids to break the rules and then wonder why their home is full of chaos.
That's
What are
right.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know I've given my children breaks lots of times about things that I was like, make sure this is clean or do that or do this. And they don't do it. And I ended up giving them a break. And that's why I was always stepping on sticky stuff on the floor and stuff
Yeah.
wasn't clean. And it was a complete disaster, right?
Yeah.
All right. This is there's a record-breaking number of young adults that are living with their parents today. Roughly one third, 33% of American adults under 35, totaling a staggering 25.2 million people, live in their family home. This marks the highest structural level of multi generational living since the 1940s and the Great Depression era. That works out to 1 in 3 adults live at home with their parents. What are your thoughts on that?
Is it a bad thing though? Like, isn't it the the thought process nowadays that keeping the family together is the thing to do? I mean, is it normal to say, oh, when the kids get certain age, you got to get out the house? Don't people want their kid everybody staying together now?
I would say it depends on the kid because there are
Right.
some kids that are just annoying. Sure, you did make them, but some of them just will not follow instructions or will not do what they're supposed to do. But then there are some that are smart that are like, hey, I don't have to pay this $3,500 rent and I'm
Mhm.
living home and they're only charging me 500 a month. Hey, great. You know, some people are smart and they understand that and they'll follow whatever the house rules are. But you have some kids that just have hard heads,
Right.
male and
Okay.
female, both. Now, let's discuss why there are so many young people that are living home or moving back home. The high cost of housing. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
How that was the first thing I was gonna say. It's expensive out here, man.
Yeah, this country, I don't know what's going on with the government or what they're doing, but these housing prices are so outrageous. These young people can't afford it.
Mm-mm.
They have to do something, you know, to control rent and control, you know, the prices of housing because these young people, not even young people, older people can't afford it. Even people who've
Right.
been working for 50 years can't afford it. So they have to do something about that. The other reason, income level, debt load, or the cost of housing, which we just spoke about,
Mhm.
is keeping people home. Let's also talk about the job market and the effects of AI.
AI.
Right? Automation and AI are not broadly eliminating entire occupations, but they are fundamentally reshaping how it's done.
Right.
Rather than outright job replacement, automation is absorbing specific routine tasks, allowing companies to do more with smaller teams. I found this on Google. This is a small portion of it, but I think that mainly AI is replacing people. It's
Yeah.
not reshaping, it's replacing, right?
Yeah.
For lots of jobs. So, I mean, they can try to soft pitch it so that people won't go completely bananas, but it is replacing a lot of jobs and is affecting the job market on, on a global scale at a massive rate. It's just replacing people. And of course, the goal of any company, Kenny, what is the goal of any company, Kenny?
To make money without having to pay a lot of people.
You got it. Bingo. Exactly. So as
I
many
think I
companies
think
as
any like career that you're trying to follow now that requires you to do tech or computer work or sitting behind a desk, I think those are all at risk.
absolutely. They're going to
Yeah.
try to replace as many
Yeah.
human beings as possible until the entire country or world is unemployed. The
Yeah.
only thing that I don't understand is AI doesn't buy products and services. So I don't know how a nation full of unemployed consumers is going to thrive or a
Yeah.
world full of unemployed consumers. How is that going to work unless they come up with some sort of social program where people get checks every month for sitting around doing nothing, which that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense either.
Had to learn a trade.
Exactly. It says over the next 2 or 3 years, 50 to 55% of jobs will be reshaped by AI. I love how they say reshaped
Reshaped.
instead of replaced. Now, in this last part of the segment, here are some challenges of having your adult kids live at home. And again, people, we're not talking about your kids who are 18, 20, 22, 24. No, we're talking about people who are over the age of 25.
Right.
All right, here's some of the challenges. Financial strain. When your kids move back home, Kenny, or come back home even for a visit from college, does it cost you more money?
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta shop to twice as much. I know.
Yeah, absolutely. It costs you more. And, of course, when you go out to eat at places, there's another person now. Not that it's a problem, but just having an additional person around is going to cost you money, right?
And they always want to order the special.
Exactly. All right. Now, little to no privacy. because when you're used to having your house just you and your spouse or just you alone, and now there's another full grown up adult there, that does affect your privacy, doesn't it?
It's tough. It's tough.
Household friction due to misaligned expectations like cleaning or
Mm.
taking out the trash and other chores and duties will sometimes have an effect on your privacy, your household, and your peace. Is that not true, Kenny?
It's a touchy subject for me, brother. You know, that's a hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I'll be tripping on. You know, like if you're gonna use stuff and be here when you clean, you can't just say I wash the dishes and put them away. You got to actually wipe the counters down and do some things too. You know, instead of leaving it there. Yeah,
Absolutely. For me, my pet peeve is having the trash out on trash day and the recycling out because that trash piles up and it smells. So you got to get it out of there, right? And if you don't do it on time, guess what? You got to wait till the next trash day.
yeah,
Now, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. Energy, whether positive or negative, which mainly a lot of people have negative energy. When you have your house, when you have kind of your own zen and peace in your house and someone comes with a negative attitude, it brings
mm,
down the mood of the entire house. And
yeah,
that can be a disruption, right?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Um, Clashing schedules, discrepancies in sleep patterns, wake up times. Like, for example, some people wake up early and make noise, or some
hmm,
people stay up late and they're making noise while you're trying to sleep. That can be a problem, right? And this can cause stress. All right, next, stunted life skills. When parents handle too many daily chores or responsibilities, it can unintentionally enable dependency from that adult child. Is that true, Kenny?
yeah. It is.
Exactly. You start doing too much of their work. They're like, hey, this is great. Guess what? I'm not going to do anything but just sit here and take up space while they do everything. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Especially if they can live free. They'll be like, this is great. I'm going to never leave. I'll be here until I'm 103.
yeah,
All right. Parental exhaustion. Constantly managing another adult's choices or worrying about their employment and future can lead to mental and emotional fatigue. What are
man.
your thoughts?
I think just listening to all these, at some point I would be looking at myself too, like, what in the hell did I do wrong? Like what did I
Right.
do to, for this adult person to not know how to function and take care of themselves? So I would start looking at myself at that point.
Right. The next one, rule enforcement. Parents often feel uncomfortable or guilty acting as landlords to their own children, which makes enforcing rules difficult.
Hmm.
Feeling guilt. Oh, well, I helped make you. So since I helped bring you here, I'll let you beat me up from now on. No, there has to be rules and stuff in place. And, I know that most parents, not all, most parents want to help their kids, and do nice things for them. But there has to be rules when they are adults. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about young adults, 20, 21. No, over 25. You got someone who's 30, 35, 40, 45. There has to be rules and structure to keep your peace. Now,
yeah.
lastly, the bottom line is this: do what you're comfortable with as a parent, but do not accept disrespect in your home. This is your home, and never let guilt turn you into a punching bag. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that right there is helping a lot of people who are listening right now that actually have an adult child in their house that's dealing with this. So
Exactly.
yeah,
It's absolutely crazy. And, there are parents who are paying for their children's cell phone bills and they're in their 30s. It's like, wait a minute. Your parents shouldn't be paying for your phone unless something catastrophic happened and, it was beyond your control, like a layoff or
right.
something. Then okay. Or there are parents that still have their kids on their insurance, and they're getting tickets or accidents and it's raising and it's like, wait a minute, this person's 30 years old,
Yeah.
and they're,
and
turning your
and
life
and
upside down.
disclaimer too, I mean, obviously we're not talking about if your adult child is special needs or something along those lines, at that age.
Right.
Yeah,
We are not talking about special needs.
yeah,
That's a whole different conversation, but
right,
we're talking about perfectly healthy, normal video game playing people, you
right.
know. Right. We're talking about regular people here. So, in closing, tell them what's up, Kenny. Just you can close us out.
Yeah, great topic today. I definitely want to hear a little bit more about people who have experienced this if they do have an adult, because my my oldest is only 23, so I don't have full adults and they're still in college. So I can't really relate to that, but I definitely would like to hear some more on that. So just go ahead and leave us a comment down low below. And just know that if you believe that no one else cares, just know that we care right
We
here on the
care.
Good Parent, Bad Parent podcast by Kenneth and Kenneth.
Yes, and if you want to know more about this podcast, go to usingmyvoice.com where there is instructions on how you can share your thoughts and your videos or whatever you want to share with us, and we'll share it on this show, on this podcast. So just go to usingmyvoice.com. See you later. Later, Kenny.
Later.